Hi there, Peter Pan. Are you ready for another big boy spanking in public? Because you slammed the door on all conversation privately without ever taking one bit of responsibility for what has happened. Today, for everybody else listening, I'll just give you a little context. Peter Pan is the man who ran away and left me abandoned in the jungle here in Costa Rica after we went into business together and bought property together, owned real estate together. 50% each. It's an equal share. With him ghosting me, and he's ghosted me pretty reliably since August, only recently was able to establish contact. Now I'm ghosted again. And of course, he has his reasons for that, as you'll soon see. His incompetence, non-capacity, unwillingness to engage in the business for which he's responsible for has essentially crippled the SRL. Now, an SRL is the Costa Rican version or Spanish-speaking version of an LLC, like a limited liability corporation. And he and I own equal shares in this. So without him willing to participate, I'm crippled. I can't do anything. I cannot even make a move to protect our assets in his absence. And we entered into a very, very confusing and convoluted on his end negotiation that went absolutely nowhere because he never understood the proposal. And I have a video series about that. Go back on my profile. It's also on YouTube. It's called Autopsy of a Dead Dream or something like that. There's 5 parts. None of them are really long. But I go through point by point, documenting the complete breakdown of this and why I'm now facing foreclosure alone in a foreign country. Not only was I abandoned personally, the business was abandoned, and I'm left here to clean up the mess, and I can't do it. He has yet to acknowledge that he is responsible for any of the debt. We have 5 figures of debt on this farm that was incurred while he was here, including unpaid taxes. We're going to mention something about unpaid taxes again before this video is over, but right now I'm going to read you. This is a snippet. I don't want to do this as a series, or at least not a 1, 2, 3, 4 series. I want to try to just take little bites of this email, this last email that he sent, not only to me, but he copied the investors in this, the investors who walked away because of his insanity. And they're not going to deal with a crazy person on the paperwork. They need someone reliable to do business with and transact with. So this was the PS he added to a professional email that went out to the investors. Ms. K, you must also immediately stop overwhelming me with messages and phone calls. You often send extremely long, intrusive, and deeply emotional messages full of accusations, personal stories told through your perspective, harsh judgments, and shameless revelations about private matters that have no boundaries. You twist facts to suit your own narrative and overwhelm with endless streams of words that are exhausting and lack any meaningful substance. This pattern of emotional manipulation and portraying yourself as a perpetual victim is precisely why I have decided to withdraw and protect myself. Protect yourself from what, Peter Pan? Accountability? What did you think was going to be my reaction when you refused to communicate? And I'm going to share these screenshots. I'm going to share some of them. And some of them are going to be redacted because some of it's irrelevant and some of it's it involves other people, and I don't. But if he squawks, Michelle, if you come back and you start squawking that I'm not sharing it all, believe me, I will. I'm only redacting what I'm redacting for brevity and to try to keep confusion down. I'm only trying to post what's relevant. If you want to make a fuss, we'll post it all. No worries. My emotional reaction is to being left no choice but foreclose on property that we own 50% shares of because he refuses to participate in any business negotiations to save the assets. Hello? Yeah, you're right. I'm pretty emotional. You bet I am. But I want you to look at this gaslighting. And this is for everybody else out there. And this is for you, ho, ho, ho. If you're watching, or any future woman who thinks you want this man, you need to keep an eye out for this kind of, because I was seeing this gaslighting. It would emerge in the fact that when I would try to tell him anything, he would glaze over, walk away in the middle of a conversation. Now I this is what, look at the highlighted portion of this email. There's your gaslighting right there. There's clear evidence of your gaslighting. You're lacking any meaningful substance. Well, let's just have a look at my at the screenshots of that conversation that immediately preceded this and prompted him to write this to myself and the investors. Let's have a look at that.
It's you and me. And if only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. See if only could. You don't wanna hurt me, but see how deep the bullet lies.
Emotional manipulation and portraying myself as a victim. No, I'm portraying myself as good and mad. Good and mad that somebody would think that they could just dance away from one country and leave all of their debts and all of their responsibilities behind and be completely unavailable to help the person left behind resolve them. And now we get back to taxes. He left owing years of unpaid taxes on this property that he owes half of. I paid for all of the interest payments on this property, and he owes half of that. There's a huge debt. But guys, guess what? He also owes taxes in France. Why don't we ask little Mr. Angel Perfect about all the taxes he has dodged with his cryptocurrency transactions? He knows he needed an accountant. Has he seen that accountant yet? Has he gotten his affairs in order? Has he found out just exactly how much he does owe for all the tax events that were created in his crypto wallet that he never reported to French authorities? Oh, little Mr. Perfect. He has crimes in France too, possibly. Should we check into that? Should we contact the French Ministry of Finance or whatever you have over there? And lady ho, or whatever you are, whoever, don't have kids with this man. Don't do that to yourself. He's a runner. He'll leave you alone with all of the responsibility, and for God's sake, don't ever let him have responsibility for. He's the father who would leave a child alone in a hot car and forget the kid was there until like 8 hours later and the kid's dead from the heat. He's the man who would do that. I've seen him do similar things here. His head ain't in the game. Don't have kids with him. Just don't. Just don't. Ciao.